Hey guys, how you guys doing? What's going on? How your week going? Shout out to everyone. Shout out to all the hard working people. Shout out to single mother, single father. Shout out to everybody who putting in the work, the truck driver, man, everybody. Shout out to each and every one of you, man. Everybody doing something, especially if you're doing something positive. Shout out to you. All right, guys, tonight, guys, you know this channel is mostly about open discussion where we have open discussion and we try to do everything in a peaceful, mannerly way. So tonight topic is about how can people, poor people who basically don't have the funds to go to the bank and borrow the money, how they can own land or even house. There's ways, when you're dealing with the bank, you have to have that down payment, you have to have basically everything. You know what you got to have. Your credit got to be good. But there's ways over that you can find ways how to get around that. Okay? All right. Let me hold on a few minutes and see more people in the live so I can have this conversation. Because knowledge is power, wisdom is power, understanding is power. Understanding is power. With the three combination, you can move mountain. Because most of the time, because we know something, we can push forward. If you don't know, you just don't know. But there's ways out there that you can go around owning property without have to come up with this credit check, competing with other people. You guys know the rule. You guys know the requirement. So first, I'm gonna tell you what you can do. But you gotta be ready to do your own research. It's not something you can just get up and walk and do. You gotta do your own research. And within your own research, you can find these deals. All right? Sometimes there's a lot of deals out there that you have no idea about. Sometimes someone can own a property and they pass and the property just there and then nobody paying the tax. And sometimes property go for auction and nobody buy the property. So it's still there. So sometimes by you doing your own research, you can find out, hey, Sweet P, ASM, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. All right, all right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yes, guys. So there's ways you can find out these things, but you got to be ready to do your research. And sometimes you got to do your own research because if you allow somebody to do it for you, they could see the deal and they could never, they could take the deal instead of allowing you to get it. So sometimes you got to do your own research. So there's website, there's places where you know how the internet operates. All you got to do type in something and it shows up. There's property sometimes just out there, just there, went for action, the city put them for action, and they never get action, and they're just there. So what you got to do now, or you could type in, is good if you could find property that owners, selling by owners, property selling by owners, not real estate, through the real estate, property that's selling by owners. So now, if an owner is selling a property, you can approach the owner. The owner can give you finance just like the bank. The owner can give you finance just like how the bank give you finance. Yes, the owner could give you that same finance where you making payment every month. A lot of people owning land just like this. Instead of you got to go through the middleman, you go direct to the owner. And now you could have a payment plan with the owner without have to go through all the credit check, without have to go through all this huge down payment. Once you maintain your payment with the owner, the property could become yours. Okay? Yes, lots of land out in the countryside, and it's cheaper to deal with the owner versus going through the city or other means. Yes, definitely. If you go direct to the owner, is a lot cheaper. So you just got to do your research, figure out, search for property that sells by owner, not through the real estate, because a lot of owners selling property and not dealing with the real estate. No. Why you going to be saving money? Because the real estate, you have to go to them and you got to pay. Then you got to pay for clothes. Yes, you should. In a deal like this, you should hire a closing attorney, because you still want to make sure there's no lien on the property and everything is good with the property, because you don't want to buy a property and then when you check it, it had liens on it. Once it had lien, you have problem. Then the next thing again, you want to make sure. Sometimes you could buy property and the property is not walkable. When I say walkable, it could be like a slope. The property could be like on a slope, and then you have situations. Say, for instance, you want to have a farm on the property. Is always wise to go and check out the property for yourself. You look at the property, you check out if there's any flood zone. Because a lot of properties, a lot of land have flood zone, meaning these property have the potential to flood. No, you don't want this kind of land, especially if you're trying to do a farmland, because if you're doing a farmland and the land is flooded and wetty, and that's going to create too much mess and bugs, and you don't want that. Disease for your animal. So it's a lot of things you got to look into if you want to buy farmland. But there's a lot of land out there that you can buy through homeowner instead of you got to go through the bank and other place. All you got to do your research, because sometimes when you have to think about the down payment you got to pay through the bank, that alone kind of make you that kind of block you right there. Then you got to go through the credit check. That kind of block you. But sometimes when you go through the homeowner, you get cheaper deals and an easier road to walk. All right, so that's something you should look into. As a poor person, you might not have the money, you cannot go to the bank, you don't have no credit, or your credit might be low. But you cannot face the bank because there's a deposit you have to pay down. Through the homeowner, it's going to save you a lot more and it's going to be easier. Hey, Clipty, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Hello, Miss Audrey. How you doing? Audrey Living Life. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, guys. So you just got to do your research. Like I said, knowledge is power. Without you knowing these things, a lot of them could be slipping by from right under your nose because you have no idea that you can get land. This is easier than going through the bank. There's a lot of land that go to auction already and never get sale through the auction, just there. So now you could call up the city and find out these things. Find out if there's any property available that went for auction and still available. You got to do your research, and then you could own property without having a lot of money. Because you know when the city's action in a property, it don't get action for the actual price. You get it for way cheaper. Sometimes they only sell it for how much the person the tax. They just want their money. So you could get deals. So for a poor person who don't have the funds like that, you can still own something. You just got to do your research. You just have to do your research. And like I said, sometimes you got to do your own research because you could tell someone, could you check this out for me because such and such told me that this is ways you can own property without going to the bank. And the person might never be aware of that. And by you telling them that, they might say, oh, really? Okay. And then they start checking and they find deals. That doesn't mean they're going to give it to you. So sometimes we cannot be lazy when come on certain things. Sometimes we just got to get up and do what we got to do. All you got to do is go around the computer and type in, and information going to come up before you. So you can own, poor people without money can own property because property available. Sometimes you mightn't get it exactly where you want it because sometimes where you want the property, you might be able to afford it. But sometimes you just got to go where you could afford it. I inherit my house in Ohio, but my uncle bought it at auction. All right. Yes. There's many ways, guys, you can own property and you do not have that much amount of money. You know, sometimes when you think about a property and you see the few dollars you have and it's like, man, this is impossible. I can't own this because it's too much for down payment. But there's other ways. But guys, you have to do your own research. There's opportunity, but you have to do your own research. Sometimes you have to do that. You can own a piece of land. A lot of people is getting old and selling their property, and they're not going through no bank. They're selling it as home because number one, let me tell you number one. When a homeowner is selling their property, the real estate have to get a percentage out of that money. So if they're looking for 5%, 10%, say 5, 6, 8%, the homeowner sometimes not trying to pay that because that could go in their pocket. You see what I'm saying? So they rather try list it themselves and try sell it their own self, because I mean they could do that. So this is why there's a lot of property out there that homeowner is selling because they do not want to go to no one, because they're going to have to pay them a percentage. And the percentage, depending on the value of the property, how much you sell the property for, that percentage could turn up to a few dollars. So by they doing it for themselves, they can save some money just like that. So yes, the opportunity is out there to meet homeowners. You just got to do your own research. Pull your resource together if needed be with friends and buy the property and make more money with the land. Don't let opportunity slip through your fingers. Yes, a lot of opportunity for all these years gone by. A lot of opportunity been slipping by, because sometimes because of people who really know. Sometimes people have no idea that, man, it's that simple. All you need is just this and that, and then knowing can really help you. You could get it through action. A lot of houses out there that you can get through action and deal with homeowners. So you don't have that money to go make that deposit in the bank, and the homeowner want to save some money. So now you go direct to the homeowner, and right there you get a better deal, and the homeowner get a better deal also, because now the homeowner ain't got to go through the and they might give you, and here too, they might give you a discount too. They stand a better chance giving you a discount, a better deal, because they ain't got to pay that percentage. So it make room for them to give you a better deal, which is a better price. So there's ways. You just got to do your research. This is not going to be a long life. This is just a life to really let people know that by researching, you can find a lot of opportunity. And I think now is the time, because information is at our fingertip now. We ain't got to go to people for get information for us. We just have to, thank you. We just got to go on our phone, type in, and a list of everything just pop up there for us. So if you could spend hours doing other things on the phone, you could spend 20 minutes researching and trying to find deals. So you ain't got to be rich. You ain't got to be having thousands of dollars sitting down pan to own property. By researching, you can find these deals and find these owners who out there want to sell and don't want to pay that percentage. So because they don't want to pay their percentage, you stand a chance of getting a better deal. No, you ain't got to go to and got to get credit and all these things. And the thing about it too, the homeowner also can give you, some of them give you payment plan. Yeah, with interest. Just they might give you a lower interest rate. They might give you a lower interest rate than elsewhere. So no, they give you a better interest rate. They give you a better price. And you ain't got to come up with that big lump sum of money for deposit. So now every month you just make your payment and you paying towards your property. Now you could take the property now and you could let the property pay for itself. You see how simple it is? But you just got to be thinking and looking into things at the same time. Because now you buy you got a property, a farmland. Say for instance, now you buy a farmland from someone. So now you on payment plan with the person, and you can start because a farmland, you could start rearing animal. You even could look for people who looking for land to walk. And this is how this land can pay for itself. Without you got to be bugging out every month, pushing your hand in your pocket. This land, this property can be paying for itself. You can start with local newspaper and editor of definitely. Thank you for that. There's many ways you can start. Lot of deals and opportunity out there, but sometimes they just slip past us because we're not looking for them. But it have people who looking for them, and that's the people who find them. And then when these people find them and they fix them up a little, the price gone up even more. So if you're interested in like farmland, if you're interested in farmland, you make sure you go and see the land for yourself. You check the zoning. It's important, check the zoning for the property. You want to make sure you know what this property can do, you can use this property for, or what you can use it for. You want to make sure there's no flooding on this property, because flooding can make your animal them get sick. Because flood and water settling and all these things, that can make your animal get sick with the water and the muck and you don't want to go through that. And you also want to make sure that the land is walkable. When I say walkable, not on a slope like this. There's a lot of land, a lot of people buy land without even looking at the land. They just, 5 acres, 10 acres, okay, all right, I'm going to grab this. Just because they can say, well, yes, I own a piece of land. But no, they want to use the land, and the way how the land set up is not walkable. They have flooding. So you should check with your zoning, figure out what you could do with this property, figure out the water, if there's any flooding, and just take it from there. Just look for the red flags. Don't go in there blind. So now you have a piece of land you might be paying for. And also the land can be paying for itself. So there's opportunity out there, and trust me, you can find them if you're doing your research. Wherever you live, wherever you're located, just check the city. Check online. Just be careful, because you want to make sure. So you buy a piece of land, make sure you hire a closing attorney, and make sure you hire a lawyer that's gonna check for make sure there's no lien. I think the closing attorney, yeah. No liens, nothing. Everything must be clear. So when you receive this property, you have no lien, there's no lien on it, and you're good to go. Make sure that there aren't any protected area that can restrict use. Exactly. Exactly. You have to do your research. Because, like I said, a lot of people buy property and never know anything about the property, never check anything about the property, and end up get stuck. Now they want to do something with it, and they cannot because in the zoning, the zonings tell you what you can do and what you can't do. So if you're looking for farmland, make sure the land you buy is a farmland, a place where you can rear your animal, your cow, plant in agriculture. Make sure you know all these things. Don't just buy stuff blind. And sometimes it's good to know this information because when you're dealing, you could ask, okay, is this, you could do your research, you could go find out the zoning, find out all these things because sometimes people are going to just tell you if you don't ask. And then sometimes you might say, but why you didn't tell me? You should have told me this. And they're going to look at you, well, you should have do your research. So it's all about research and it's at our fingertip. We have our phone, you have your computer. Information is very easy to find these days. So it shouldn't be that difficult. Do your research, start look up for property that's in action, start look up for homeowner that's selling property and homeowner finance, someone who willing to finance you the property. So you're making payments to them instead of you dealing with other people, and you could get a better deal in that form. Okay? I hope this video motivates someone because all this channel is about motivating people and try to help people in any form possible. That's all we're trying to do. Uplift and help. We want to see everybody grow and become somebody, whatever they want to be. So whatever information we can share to help you and uplift you, we have no problem doing that here. Yes, guys. So you can be poor and still own a piece of land. And guys, tax season is coming around. A lot of people do file tax, and this is another option, guys. A lot of people, especially, well, this is depending on where you live in. If this happen where you live in, well, this one is for you. Like in the United States and those places, you can file tax every year. You can file your tax. Sometimes people receive thousands of dollars back. Some people receive 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, might be even $20,000 back. With that money, you can do something with that money. A lot of us allow this money for just slip out of our hand. We go shopping. I'm not knocking no one. Do whatever you want to do. I'm just giving the information. So it's up to you. Not telling nobody to take what I'm saying. I'm just sharing ideas. But what I will say with that, if that's the case, you collect $20,000. $10,000 could give you a nice piece of land. A nice piece of land. Well, that depends on where you live in, but $10,000 that can give you a piece of land. And in certain places, it might be able to give you a house, but an old house that you got to fix. So instead of we run shopping and buy the expensive bag and the expensive shoes, and 3 months after the $20,000 done, maybe we need to start think again. Maybe we should think that over. Maybe we should think that over. Use that same money, take it and invest it. But when we do with shopping like crazy, everybody shopping, new bag, new shoes, new pants, new whatever, new car, whatever. Well, if you need a car, you need a car. So I'm not going to say, oh, about the car. But instead of you take $20,000 and buy a car, maybe you should take 10 and use the other 10 and invest it. That's just my opinion, guys. I'm not telling you guys what to do, okay? We are sticking with family that are dying off and kids don't care to keep it. You know what? That's a very good point there, Sweet Pea. Yes, you said something really important there. The land they want money instead. It hurts where they die off, but keeping the property, the family is important. Thank you for saying that because it's the truth. It's the truth. Because I see family sacrifice. They could have sell the property. They could have sell the property and enjoy their life. They could have sell the property and go vacation and just live the rest of their life and just enjoy their life. But they decide, no, I want to leave this with my children. I'm going to leave this for my children. Them. I don't want to sell this property. So I'm going to sacrifice and leave it for my children. Then when you leave it for the children, from the time you pass, they start fighting and for sale sign is up. So sometimes, you see, sometimes when a lot of people look at it and they say, you know what? I don't want, when I die, my kids them fighting and then for sale. Why? Then best I sell it. And if I want to give them a portion of money, I give them from it. And me, I enjoy myself with the rest. Some people look at it that way. Because you sacrificing and you saying, this, I want this, stays in the family. And from the time you pass, for sale sign up. So yes, you surely right with that. You're right with that. But not everybody do it that way. But it happens a lot. Where parents die and they sell the house from the time they die. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you this. You can't blame the children then because they never tell you to leave nothing for them, right? I'm going to just say it that way. Because sometimes what we have planned for these children, that's not what they had planned for themselves. They have their own life. So yes, you might want to become a real estate and continue with these property. That's not what they want. They want something else. So now what are they going to do? They might sell it. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we got to look at it. I try to look at it from a wide range instead of close because it do happen. We believe that we know the kids and we know what they want, and then we try to put things in a way like because we want it, meaning they want it. No, some of the time they have their own way and their own plan. So by you saying, all right, I'm going to leave this house so you guys can continue with it, and they're looking at it as continue with it. They don't want that responsibility. You see what I'm saying? They don't want that responsibility. So what they do? They get rid of it, they sell it. They have their own agenda. Definitely. They have their own agenda. So you cannot sit down and tell yourself that, yes, they're gonna continue. Yeah, they're gonna do real estate. They're gonna no. That's why it's very important to ask them, what do you want to do? Know what they want to do instead of you telling them what they should do or what you want them to do. So at least you have an idea. My parents have their property. You can live in it but not sell it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Even family is not that way. So other family must keep the land in the family. I think that's how it's supposed to be. I think it should be in the family and just continue. Just continue. So that should be the family land for generation upon generation upon generation. Other people do it that way. They don't sell their property. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this. Like I said, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding really means a lot. If a lot of other people, a lot of different people teach their kids these things because they have the knowledge to pass down that knowledge to their kids. So they teach them and show their kids how it works. But sometimes a lot of us have no idea. And then we can't teach our children because we don't know as well. So the ignorance continue. Some people put a clause in the deed will so no one can sell the property. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea because that's the only how it can remain. So everybody know that okay, it's for sale, it's not for sale. I can live here, I can plant food here, but I cannot sell it. I think that's how it's. I think if that's your intention and you want the land to remain for generation, I do think that's a very good idea. Put it in a way that no one can sell it. Because honestly, a lot, this is happening a whole lot, especially to a certain people. It's happening a whole lot because some of us some don't understand the value of having the well transition to different generation. Some people understand it and some people really don't. So knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is really valuable in our life. Because once you know and understand, but if you don't know and you don't understand, then it's not a chance of, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a chance of not finding anything, not seeing these deals, not looking for nothing because you believe nothing is there when so much is there. Opportunity. Opportunity is there. You just got to look for them. Some people want people bring the bowl with the spoon and also feed them with the spoon. Some people don't want to do that research and find these things for themselves. This is I come with this topic what is just to let people know that listen me. You might be poor, you might not have no money, but there's still a chance. Especially if you have a job, there's still a chance. You can own a piece of land, you can own a property. Like I was saying a little while ago, you file tax, you collect a certain amount of money. Instead of you Instead of we run and start shopping and buying stuff that we don't need. Some people throw out the furnitures they have and bring in new one. And I'm telling you, the furniture they might have mightn't look as pretty as the new one, but I will tell you, they're stronger than them. They're stronger than them. And now what we do, we throw them outside and go on and spend thousands of dollars to buy new furniture, and we have furniture in our house. When we could have say, man, I wonder if there's any land that I can buy a piece of land. Let me go online, type in, see if I can take this 5,000, this 10,000 and buy a piece of land. No, you have a property. No, you have a piece of land that the value can grow. So you have an investment there right there now. In the future, you might say, okay, all right, I have a piece of land. Is either I'm gonna build a house on it, or I might sell it and buy a different property. So now you have down payment and you have a portion of money to go towards it. So it's definitely opportunities out there, but you have to do your research. Nobody gonna come and tell you, oh, call these people. Nobody not gonna do that. You gotta do it for yourself. Yes, planter, teaching is vital, my brother. Is leaving all that he owned to my daughter and nothing for his son. Wow. He knows his son would blow through that, and that's, you see, that's the next thing too. When, I mean, when you that's why it's good to know your children. That's why I was saying a while ago. It's good to know your children because it's always good, especially you want your legacy to continue. You got to be careful who you leave leave it with. So if he knows that he gonna blow it, of course, I ain't giving wrong. Hi, Urban Garden Chronicles, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, I'm not gonna blame. And some what you know what? In old times, right? When I say old times, like my grandmother time, people, you know what people used to do? Like if someone have a property and they need somebody to take care of them, if they have children and the children don't want to do it and they got to bring in people to take care of them, they used to give whoever take care of them their property. That's how they used to do it. My grandmother tell me that in their time. So a lot of people own property just by taking care of people when they old. Because a lot of people just feel like if I got to give you my property, I want you to be able to carry on this property and do something with it. Say, for instance, you see, the thing about it is not because I mean, say parents left you with something, right? I mean, you could sell it. Yes, you could sell it, but to do something with it, to do something bigger with it, to invest into something bigger, not just to sell it and go shopping. You could sell it. I'm not going to say a person shouldn't sell. Yes, you should sell it if you're going to do something bigger or even better. Like, for instance, you decide, all right, I'm going to sell this. Man, I could sell this house. Then I could take the money from this house and I can buy a piece of land and another property with the money. Yes, that's a good, yes, that's good because now you had one house and a small piece of land. Now you have a big piece of land and a house. So you have two property now. So it's like investing. I think that's a good idea. So, but selling it and just blow the money just like that without investing into anything, I think that's a problem. Well, for me, okay? I think that's a problem. I think you have the right to sell, but you should invest that money into something else. So basically, you continue the wealth, the generation wealth, instead of break it. And generation wealth is very important. Sometimes you might grow up and your parents couldn't do much for you or give you land or give you anything, but you got to start somewhere. If your parents couldn't do it, then you could try. The time when we couldn't get to know things is gone. No, information is flowing everywhere on YouTube, Google, Yahoo, everywhere. And all it needs for you to do is open up your computer and type in what you're looking for. And a bunch of stuff gonna come up. You just got to do your research. So generation wealth is a wonderful thing because you build something and it continue. So your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, so they building something. Look at other people. That's what they do. They design their thing for 100 years and plus. They will continue. Even though they know, all right, I only have a few more years here, they're still trying to see how much they could get to leave for their grandchildren. This is the mentality people got to start to adapt. Like my father used to always tell me, son, it's better to die and leave. It's better to have, and you could die and you could leave than to live and want. Living and want, and you got to beg people. Agreed. Yes, moving upward, investing, generate. Yes, I agree with that. So I would not say don't sell your mother house. I would not say that. Once you have different ideas of investing and growing in whatever you're trying to invest, but it got to be investing and growing. Take the wealth to another level. Sometimes you see, sometimes we might love a property, love it so much, and we don't want to get rid of it. But what if you can sell the property and move up? No, you have more land, you have farmland, no, the same property now. Sometimes you could have farmland and you still have a property that you could that's a move up right there. That's growing. Because now you have farmland where you can plant food. You can even rent people land. When you have big acres of land like that, you could rent land and let people work them, and these people paying you. So it's many ways out there, guys. You just got to look into it. And when you get little money, weigh the money out, see what you can do. Leave for what we see going on now, the shopping thing, we got to really start to think twice and start looking to getting stuff that in case something happen, you could say, all right, boy, I'm gonna sell this. Nobody want your clothes them to buy. Nobody want your shoes them to buy. But if you have a piece of land, somebody might want it to buy. If you have a property, somebody might want it to buy. So invest in things that make sense. Well, for me, I don't want to tell people what to do because sometimes people get offensive even though you're trying to share certain thing. It's not about telling you what to do. It's an open discussion. I'm just sharing some information that I believe might be helpful to some people. Yeah. There's a lot of opportunity, guys. Just start searching. And like I said, if you in a place where you can get your tax return and you find you could get a few $1,000, after you get the money, let it sit for a little moment. Let it sit for a little moment and just try forget about it for a moment. If you is one of the people who love shopping, who like shopping, let's sit for a moment and try to forget about it and then try to think about what can I really do with this? What can I really do with this money? And then when you start thinking like that, then things might happen different. But if from the time you get the money, like you can't wait to receive some money, and you get the money and out the next day or the same day, and shopping like crazy, in a few months, all the money done, all you have is clothes and whatever you buy, and no money. But if you invest in a piece of land, even you have no money, you have a piece of land that you can sell one day and buy something better, maybe a deposit for a different property. Or you could build right on that property. All right? So that's all I'm trying to say, guys. You ain't got to be rich to own a piece of land. The opportunity them is out there. Do your research and you can find opportunity. Especially like now. Okay, all right. Like now, guys, you should be searching right now. You should be searching right now. Because especially you in a place that receive tax return, you should be searching now. So when that time come, you already see something you like and you could grab at something. At least you have an investment, and land does not rotten, so it could last forever. Just make sure the land is in a zone where you can do what you want to do. Or if not, once you could, if it's a residential, that's fine as well. Let it sit and simmer for a while. You will be happy you did it. Yeah, yes, the thing about it is sometimes you're so excited that from the time it hit, you're ready. But let it relax. Don't think about it. Think about what you want to do with it. Don't think about spending. Don't think about shopping. Think about what am I going to invest this into? And by doing that, something might appear. Like I said, even though you invest into it and you end up with nothing, you end up don't have nothing after you have a piece of land. But if you go shopping and you end up with nothing after, all you have is what you buy. And from the time you buy a lot of these things, the value go down. But with land, with property, the value can rise. Yes, it can drop sometimes, but at the same time, it's gonna go back up. But the price for clothes that continue go down once you weigh them, and from the time you take it out from the store. Like for a car, you buy a car, from the day you start driving it, the value just keep going down. And it not coming back up. But the land, the value can dip, but it gonna come back up. So yes, guys, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope this video inspires someone to start doing research. I hope this video could help someone who believe that they could not own a piece of land to achieve a piece of land with this information I share here tonight. I hope it can be a blessing. Hey, Ricky Life 365, how you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Hey, Destiny Oasis, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, guys, I just hope it's a blessing to somebody or many people, because we do share a lot of information here tonight, valuable information. And if you now come in the live, this live, like Ricky and Destiny Oasis, maybe if you guys now come, so this live have a lot of information, man. You should check out this live, because we just trying for encourage people into becoming, achieving more and stop settle for less. Sometimes if you settle for less, you're gonna receive less. You're gonna always receive less and have less. When you try to achieve more, more will come. But if you settle for less, that's what you settle for. Okay, all right, I settle for less. So meaning you're not looking for more. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding can move mountain. All right. So, all right, guys, I hope this video inspire you guys. I don't want to make it too long. I just want to keep it short because the information is valuable. Peace and love and blessing to each and every one of you. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for even being here with me. All right. So I hope to see you guys Thursday. I'm going to be here Thursday at bro, just was busy. I agree with all you were sharing. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, that's what we try to do over here. We try to inspire people. Even people who have doubts, we try to make them know that no, it can happen, it can work. All right. We appreciate. Okay. We appreciate. Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, guys, every Thursday at 8 p.m. And I also gonna be coming in from time to time. Like every time I feel like I have a topic that I feel like sharing, I'm definitely gonna come live and share the knowledge, because we need to uplift ourselves and grow ourselves and become better for our own self, not for no one, for our own self. And with a lot of information, if we only couldn't get these information, we could take ourselves to better places. All right. Hey, Tory Brain Game, how you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Yeah, well, I'm getting ready to close the live now, so I appreciate each and everyone who stopped by tonight. Peace, blessing to each and every one of you. I hope to see you guys Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on the last Thursday in this month, I'm going to have a seed giveaway as well. All right? So, hope to see you guys. Peace and blessing to each and every one of you. Good night. Thank you, Tory Brains.